so I've had an idea. It's the second time in my life, so it's important. I would like to retain the center stand if I can. And I've just been thinking, I've just noticed that my rear sets can be moved forward by that much. And they're quite aggressively far back, to be honest. I've got another tube here that's for the shorter setting. And if I get rid of that piece and that piece, I can move the rear set to there. So I can save that much space, right? Which will put the center stand underneath the back of the pedal, which will be fine. Just move it to there, or the whole thing will move forward. So also be slightly less aggressive on the stance. And to be fair, the times that I've sat on the bike, it's been extraordinarily aggressive. My feet have felt like they were up by sort of underneath my ears. So I can move this forward as well to there. That will bring that forward to there and allow me to attach it here easily. So it kind of solves a whole bunch of problems by being less aggressive on the rear set. I can't see any downsides, so let's give it a go and see what it looks like. Okay, so it worked perfectly. Check this out. So I've got the shorter tube. I've taken off the extension and shifted it up, so everything has moved forward. And look where it sits, right underneath the peg. So my heel goes there, this doesn't get in the way of anything, and I can keep it. The only thing that I have to do now is to prevent it from hitting the underside of the exhaust, which it does. It's hitting the spring. So I just need to figure out what to do with that. Okay, so today's the big day, I think. I'm not going to take it for a spin or try. I'm just going to start it up, because obviously I took the fuel tank off, so there'll be a bit of air in the tubes. Let's hope it starts, because everything's put back together, ready to ride, except for lights and indicators. So I've been thinking about what might be wrong, and I have concluded that I have probably bumped some wiring loose when I was putting the fuel tank on and rummaging, pushing the wires down to fit. So what's there to be bumped? So it's the ignition control unit. And I remember when I put it in and I put the wiring harness into it, it was quite, not loose, but there was no like clip or screw that you could fasten it, so it was easy to bump out, and I had bumped it out once before, so I'm pretty convinced that's what it is. So I'm going to go and remove the fuel tank, try not to get fuel all over myself and the garage floor, and have a look, see if that's the problem. And it had, so I pushed them back in and it starts. Yay! It still sounds as rough as guts, so I'll need to do something, but at least it runs. Tomorrow is the big first ride. we appear to have a radiator leak. So it's like in the worst possible place. It's not that fitting, it's that fitting up there. And there's no ways I can get to it. Not without removing the radiator. There's no ways. So, I guess I'll be draining the radiator and removing it. Such fun. So, a good lesson. Make sure you've tightened the hoses really tight before you put everything back together. Well, that didn't take too long. And I've exposed it so I can get in there and tighten all of them real tight. Not as bad as I thought. Although, only 1.5 litres has come out. So the rest of it is somewhere hidden. But looks like it'll be okay. Okay, I ended up having to take the thing off. But now I have full access here again. So this is actually quite helpful. Because now I can go in and tighten everything properly. But also have a look at the wiring here and try and clean it up. Okay, so just a few things I've done since I put everything back together. I tightened up all of the radiator pipes really well. So I'm pretty sure I've got everything sorted. There's no more leaks anywhere, which is good. I put the airflow meter back horizontal this time. It was vertical. I thought maybe they had something to do with the starting problems I'm having. Anyway, so it's all back together. Everything works well. Well, looks good. I popped on. Well, I started putting on the indicators, which they work quite well. Finally, just because it was so bloody loud, my exhaust was so loud, it was louder than my Harley. And because I've been trying to start it the whole time, I decided to put on this one. It's a cheapie, just one that I got off, I don't know, it's from a local store. It actually looks quite nice, to be honest. But it's got a proper baffle in, so it's really quiet now in comparison to the other one. So I can start it and try run the bike without too much hassle. Oh, and one last thing is just I put a temporary piece of rubber on top of the battery and put a basically a bracket just to hold it temporarily until I figure out what I can do from a battery box perspective. But otherwise, other than painting, the tank, which I will do, but kind of like it the way it is. Now it's to start the thing and take it for a ride. Okay, so this is so curious. I don't understand. If I leave the bike for a couple of hours, it starts. It never idles anymore, right? For fiddling with the airflow meter or whatever I've done, it doesn't idle. But it'll start, it'll run. And then if I let it stop and let it idle, it'll cut out. But then it won't start again. And it won't start, well, you'll see. This is what's happening at the moment. So any advice appreciated. Okay. I'm holding it over. See it start. And I can do it for as long as I want. I'll let it cut out. Okay. Let it cut out. Now it won't stop. You hear that? Like a blah, 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 blah. Okay. Give it another hour. It'll start. First time. So I have no idea. Absolutely bloody no idea. So the plan is, I suppose, to take off the fuel tank and just double check all the connections. Maybe something's loose somewhere, and trace all the wiring, check all the fittings. I don't really know what else to do at this point, other than taking it in to a BMW specialist and asking them to figure it out. But that'll cost me money and they probably won't want to do it because it's a custom bike. Yeah, So I guess I'm not riding today unless I can figure it out. And if I can, I will. But I'll probably be troubleshooting and tinkering all day. Wish me luck. It's idling. I'm taking it on its first ride. What could go wrong? Alright, I'm going to leave the garage door open. I'm literally going to go around the block. Maybe change the gears a few times. How exciting. How exciting. One thing I've noticed is it's very tight on my fingers. Yowza, I'm going to have to do something with the bars. And I certainly don't need the charger to touch anymore. Looking nice. Okay, first gear. First time it's ever been in gear. Oh, and I cut out. Restart. It's quite quick. Okay. It's really happening. Woo, it's aggressive. Yep. Second. Okay. Brakes work. That's great. I can't believe I'm riding my first bike. Third. Feels good. Feels good. Back brakes work. Front brakes work. Change down. Ooh. That doesn't sound good. Not sure what that is. Something's rattling. Oh, now it's gone. No idea what that was. Touch is very light. Back brakes are good. Front brakes, not great. They're okay. No, they need to be better. I'll have to work on them. I think it's just the lines. Second. Clutch change. Needs to be quite gentle with it. I think it needs more throw. That's the problem. Yeah, change down is quite silent. Go any faster, but I'm feeling like I'm quite keen. RPM is alright. It sounds very high RPM, but it's only indicating 3. Don't want to get too cops in the area. Without indicators, lights. as they do the job, but they're not great. Bike that you've rebuilt from bolts almost. Yes, there's things that I can, like it's going to cut out. Oh, there we go. But it starts. Yo, it's got quite a strong pull. Glad I rode it today. That's awesome.
Somebody's very happy. That was fun. Started to stall there.
There she is. Get it. Oh, cut out. Because it may have gone badly.
Anyway, I'm sure you're glad I
Yes, I'm so stoked that you took some footage. That's great. Thank you. Woohoo.